welcome to the Citizen channel and Match Report as we look back at an interesting game, to say the least. It was certainly a game of two halves again. One brilliant, one a bit mishy-mashy, to be honest with you. A bit up and down, a bit nervy in parts. But yeah, we're going to look back at Aston Villa 1, Manchester City 2, thankfully. Great. 1st of December 2021, 8:15 p.m. kickoff. I'll have a look at quick match report, some stats, and of course the player ratings and myself and Mr. Bukowski. And we differ quite a lot with Mr. Bukowski, to be honest with you. I've not watched the game back. I watched it, obviously I couldn't get to the game last night. I couldn't get a ticket, but I watched it on Amazon Prime. And yeah, sort of me and Mr. Bukowski at the MEN differ a little bit, to be honest with you, on certain players. I always differ a little bit with Mr. Brennan, but obviously I think there was certainly 4 or 5 players where we had a different view last night. We'll get onto that anyway. Now the lineups, yeah, I mean the Villa lineup, I got 8 of that. Not great, I suppose. I usually do a little bit better. I got 8 of their team right in my little prediction. Martinez, Mings, Target, Konza, Cash, Louise, Nakamba, is it? McGinn, Bailey, Watkins, and Buendia, is that how you pronounce that? And the City 11, well, no wonder I didn't get many of these. Well, I got 7 right, but I mean, hey, we've got even more injuries, guys. It was a bit worrying, wasn't it? I'll go through the team first, and then the bench was an interesting group, wasn't it? Ederson, Cancelo, Diaz, Ake, Zinchenko, Fernandinho, Rodri. We've not seen that for a long time. I'm sure someone knows what it was, but that's an interesting little double pivot there, and a little in the centre. Bernardo, Mahrez, Jesus, and Sterling, and the subs. Yeah, both keepers again. I'm not too sure what the point is, apart from the fact obviously we don't have anyone to put on there. I suppose we could always bring one of the keepers on and play Ederson up front, something like that. I suppose that's something to be looked at. You never know. Stephen Carson, Grealish and Foden. There's your main guys. Obviously, they're not going to be 100% of the feet, Grealish and Foden, but at least on the bench. But then you got Mbete, Palmer, McAtee, Lavia, and Wilson Esperance. So hey, that isn't a £500 million bench, is it, guys, to terrorise the opposition? That was a problem for me. My initial thoughts were, let's hope we win this easily, because we haven't got anyone to bring on to change the game for us, unfortunately. And I certainly would not at any stage whatsoever, even in the 87th minute, have brought Grealish on. But hey, there you go. Pep's Pep, isn't he? He likes to wind people up. Mike Dean was in charge. I thought it was absolutely useless. He gave every 50-50 to Villa, in my opinion. Obviously, I might be a bit biased with that, but I thought it was a total waste of time. And Kevin Friend was on VAR. Never really a friend to us, is he? Quick match report. Yeah, I thought City was superb. Let's say with a weaker team than normal. Probably the strongest we had to put out at the time. So no disrespect to Pep. Obviously, we've got extra problems, haven't we? We've got people like Gundogan have been added to the list of injuries that we wouldn't have expected, stuff like that. So we do have 4 or 5 key players out. Which is a worry, but hopefully, and for not too long. And these little niggles, you mentioned the word niggles, didn't see, about for players. I hope these little niggles don't turn into big niggles. That seems to be the problem. So within that, I thought it was superb, certainly for the first half. We'll talk about the second half, but certainly in the first half, we were superb for that first half. I thought excellent, did very, very well. In the first 5 minutes, we'd had Cancelo, Rodri, and Jesus all had decent half chances to put City ahead, and it was sort of 11 minutes before Villa managed to get up into our box, and it was like 80%, 20% possession for City. 14 minutes, yes, they did comment on it. We had a rare thing called a drop ball. Yeah, you young guys probably don't know what one of them is in the old days, where both players can go for it. So we had one of those, which was nice to see, a little bit different. And yeah, I mean, it was okay after that. City were dominant with lots of possession, but it wasn't until the 27th minute when some great work by Sterling getting to that left-hand byline. Got a great ball back. And he just powered it back diagonally, whether was he particularly aiming. I think he was aiming for the edge of the box for a player, so it's fantastic. And of course, Diaz smacked it. Seemed to take a little deflection, a bit in. Not too sure who. I think they might have hit the defender or even a couple of deflections, but obviously Martinez, not a lot of chance. I don't think Martinez is the greatest goalkeeper. I mean, of course they want Foster back. I think it's Foster, isn't it? Back as soon as they can, but it beat Martinez inside the side post. 43 minutes. Yeah, I mean that was. Oh, well, what can we say? Absolutely Bernardo, our little magician. Some great play. I think it's Fernandinho sort of put it up to Jesus on the right, and Villa were committing men forward, which is what they did. I thought they played okay, that for say, but they were a bit naive there, a little bit naive, and it ended up with Jesus zooming down that right, and he just spotted Bernardo. He made sure he stayed on side. He was looking across, made sure he was not inside that last Villa man, which is great to see. He just didn't wantonly go rampaging down. I mean, you always think people like Jesus might have done, but very clever. Great ball. I mean, it wasn't, it was a ball that had to be controlled or smacked. And, Bernardo, he don't mess about, does he? From about, 16 yards out, he just smacked it past Martinez. Not a chance for Martinez. Perhaps some people might say he should have done better. Fantastic, stunning goal, brilliant goal, worthy of winning any match, winning any goal of the month, goal of the season award. To be honest with you, fantastic from Bernardo. That was 2-0 at half time, and confidence was high. Villa hadn't done much in that first half, and they'd looked okay, but they let themselves down with that final ball quite a lot. But so there's a bit of danger there. I could see it. And this is what I wrote or typed at half time, and I was having a quick summarising the first half. As ever, it's the next goal, isn't it? At 2-0 up, if you get it 3-0, game over. Definitely game over. At 2-0, it should probably have been game over. But if you let them back into it at 2-1, don't let it slip, I said here. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about the pun, guys. But we shouldn't let this slip, and that's exactly what I wrote at half time. We should not let this slip. So there you go. Well, so much for letting it slip. Yeah, within a couple of minutes, Villa were back in it. Superb. I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought City turned off just a little bit at the corner, but a very clever move by Villa. A very good corner. Fantastically taken goal. Again, I'm not going to blame Ederson whatsoever. There's not a lot he could have done with that one. I don't think. Just great play. We could have closed down better. We could have shadowed the players better in the box. But we can't really say too much. I mean, Watkins, I like Watkins. I think Pep would do wonders with him, actually. So it'll be an interesting one, won't it? But yeah, great goal from Villa. And it was 2-1. It was game back on, was it? And we had a bit of composure. We never really totally gained our composure in that second half. And Villa were always a threat. As the game went on, they did sort of start to rely on long throws, but they still looked dangerous from them. And they weren't all right. It was a bit of panic, and they were pushing for that second goal. High balls up front, obviously long through balls open to him. Mings won a few headers, but they ended up with nothing, So if they'd had a big guy at centre forward, I think we might have been in trouble, but they didn't. so there you go. But yeah, we should have really scored a third, but we never really looked like it. I think that one of the best chances was Jesus when he controlled it superbly, didn't he? Turned and blasted it at the corner flag. I think he was trying to win some sort of competition, but. Yeah, that was one of the better chances. And then on 75 minutes, it could have easily been 2-2 just a couple of minutes later when Ederson, they got through the back. Superb move from Villa. All credit to Villa. They played very, very well. A great block by Ederson, of course. He got his bottom. This time, it didn't go between his legs or anything. I think it's the young lad who'd come on, wasn't it, for Villa? And it got blocked by Ederson after the defence had been breached. But it could have so easily been 2-2. Could we have gone on and made it 3-2? I'm not too sure. We were looking a bit weak up front that second half, and we were sort of happy to cling on. By the time the sort of last 10 minutes come up, it became a bit more, even though, as I said, Villa were sort of throwing everything they could and playing the long balls, I felt a bit more comfortable. I don't understand Pep's decision to bring Grealish on at 87 minutes. All that's going to do is liven up the crowd, which it did to some extent, but a few had gone by then anyway, so it's not just us, is it, with empty seats? But yeah, interesting things to put Grealish on 87 minutes, but it was okay. He held the ball up a couple of times, which perhaps Mahrez had been doing most of the game without any real effect. But yeah, it was interesting by Pep. I wouldn't have done it personally. I would have probably brought Foden on. I mean, Foden's on the bench. I would have probably brought Foden on, to be honest with you, but he wanted obviously to use Grealish's skills up front and give him a go in front of his fans. Some booed, some claps. So all credit to him. It wasn't a totally didn't sound like a totally toxic atmosphere anyway. So yeah, we saw it out. We saw the second half out. As I said, brilliant first half. Second half, not so great. But again, it's an interesting team. I mean, with that team on the pitch, I think before kick-off, I was happy to scrape a win. I said to my lad, I just said, I'll scrape a scropey 2-1 here. So I was happy with that. I was happy with 2-1 for City on the night. And onwards and upwards. Hopefully we've got a couple of those guys back for Watford this weekend, of course. Key stats, 9 shots for Villa with 3 on target, 17 for City with 7 on target, possession 65% for City. Pass completion for City a bit lower than normal, although I thought we played it around quite well, but Villa was 80% and Villa's was 88%, City was 88%, so not the highest for City there, but probably, it doesn't surprise me based on the game. Right, player ratings, guys, here we go. Bukowski's come first. I'll give his comments and then I'll add my little 2 pennyworth. Interesting one. I'm going to give my players a standard 6.5 out of 10 there for last night. It would have been a 7, obviously, if you'd carried on the same performance for the second half. But yeah, I'll give them a 6.5 to start. So if they did better, they'll get more. If I think they did worse, or they'll get less. If I thought they did an okay game, they'll get 6.5. Right, on to the ratings. Edison proved his value to build up with a 75-yard ball straight onto Sterling's toes, said Simon, then made an outstanding save to deny Chukwuemeka. There you go, another good name for everyone else, with a score at 2-1. It's fantastic. Yes, Simon's give him 8. I'll give him a 7.5. I'll give him an extra point. He had no chance with the goal, and that was, as he said, it was worth that point for that block, although apart from that, wasn't too bad. He was okay on set pieces. He was trying to come for corners, getting the odd foul and stuff, but yeah. I'll give him a 7.5. Simon give him an 8. Cancelo on his favoured right side and clearly relishing pushing forward in tandem with Bernardo. He kept City pushing forward, but still alert for anything over his shoulder. Simon's given him a 7. I'll give him a 6. I thought Cancelo was poor last night. I think he's had some good games, but defensively, I didn't think he was that great. I spotted some mistakes. And I think on the front foot, I don't think he did combine that well. But that's just me, as I said. I've not watched it back. That's just the sort of nervousness of watching the game. But let me know what you think, Cancelo, guys. I thought that one of his weaker games, to be honest with you. Diaz, Simon said, "What a goal! What a player!" Yep, the strike was brilliant. But no sooner was he celebrating, he was back blocking an effort in his own box and then heading the resulting corner clear. Brilliant at both ends. Yeah, Simon's given him a 9. He likes to gush. I'd give him a good, solid 8. Big and strong, fantastic goal. He's got to be up there. It's nice to see. It's very rare events, but nice to see him up there. And as I said, if you've got men in the box and you get your shots in, there's a chance they'll get deflected in or whatever, as well as being blocked. So fantastic for Diaz last night for me. Aki, one of the more convincing performances, said Simon, showing good awareness and position to keep danger to a minimum, and his left foot proved useful passing along the back. Yeah, Simon's given a 7. I've agreed with that. I give him half a point extra. Now wrong with Aki's performance last night, or people are critical of him, but he is a bit small for a centre half. We could do him stretching a couple of inches, but that's not going to happen now, is it, at his age? But there you go. But now wrong with Aki last night. I always think Aki does his best. He makes, he's not perfect. That's why he's number 4 of the 4 centre-backs, but a good little performance. Zinchenko, Simon said, a good block early on to keep the score level, and he worked well with Sterling down the left side to trouble the Villa defence, and another to reward the manager's faith. Yeah, I mean, Simon's given him an 8. I didn't think he was that good. I thought yes, he was good, don't get me wrong, but I don't forgive him his 2 shots, to be honest with you. He had 2 shots in the game that absolutely cleared the crossbar by about 20 metres. All right, we got Rodri's rockets. We've got Zinchenko's zoomers. I don't know what they are, but they were pathetic, absolutely pathetic, and two chances that he could have laid off for someone else as well. So I wasn't overly impressed with that. So I'll give him a 6.5, the standard. I thought it was okay, but I wasn't overly impressed with Zinchenko. Again, please let me know what you think. Rodri, Simon said, continue where he left off, bossing the midfield, give him more licence to roam forward with the Fernandino and tested Martinez early on. Yeah, Simon's given him an 8. Yeah, I've given him a 7.5. I give him an extra point. I thought it was a bit clumsy at times, but he was always involved. He won tackles, but he also lost tackles. And sometimes with the City players who are not great at tackling, they do tend to be clumsy with it and give fouls away. And sometimes it's occasionally it's a clever foul when we need it, and other times it isn't. It's where we've got men back and it's in the middle of the pitch. And I think Rodri fell into that trap a couple of times last night. Bernardo, what a goal again, says Simon. Bernardo set the tone early on by leading the City press, and his moment of quality proved to be the match winner. It did. That's what we need. We need things like that to happen. We need these people to step up and create these goals and get in tight games, and that's what he did. Simon's given him a 9. I've nearly given him a 9. I give him 8.5, which is my highest. I'm sorry, guys, Bernardo. I know you think I'm biased, but I don't think I am biased. I think I give him an 8.5. Brilliant first half, topped off with a goal. and always willing and available in that second half as well, which didn't go, as all City's way, of course. Fernandinho, Simon says, started brightly, played an important part in the second goal, although tired in the second half as Villa got back into the game. Yeah, he certainly did. And that's Simon's given him a 7. I'll give him the standard 6.5. I thought it was a mixed bag again, even early doors when he wasn't tired. He did one thing that was quite good. I mean, obviously he set up the Jesus to Bernardo goal, didn't he, late on in the first half? But then he followed that by giving the ball away. And there's one particularly poor ball in the second half that just looked as, a quality player like Ferner. It was just to nobody. He just as though he panicked and just put it into, and he went out for a goal kick from just inside their half. So yeah, I give him the standard, but not the greatest from Ferner. He's not getting many games. I think Ferner needs games, to be honest with you. I think he struggles a bit, but it was okay, but a bit of hit and miss. Mahrez saw plenty of the ball, said Simon, in the first half as City dominated and was a vital outlet in the second half when the team needed somebody to hold on to it. Yeah, and again, Simon's given him an 8. Again, we differ widely. I thought Mahrez was one of the worst players on the pitch. Yes, he had plenty of the ball and he kept the ball, but he never did anything that much with it, I don't think. And I won't forgive him. Again, I always little elements in the game. I do little ticks and crosses. And that 90th minute, that free kick was one of the worst free kicks I've ever seen. That was absolutely awful. All right, it was 90th minute, but it's just, if you're going to take a free kick like that, you may as well play it into a corner on 90 minutes rather than just waste and a pathetic attempt at a free kick. But overall, I thought he held the ball okay, but he did absolutely nothing with it. I wasn't impressed with Mahrez last night. I'm sorry, he's a guy in a team like that. I need to stand out a little bit more and do assists and goals, etc. But just wasn't good enough for me last night. Sterling, Simon said his best performance this season, driving at defenders and carrying the ball with speed and skill to help win the game for his team. Yes, Simon's given an 8. I'll give him a point extra. I'll give him 7.5. Better from Sterling last night. A bit more worrying for Villa. He didn't seem to sort of double up on him and everything, so he had just sort of one guy to beat, and he managed to sort of just quickly try and get to bylines and stuff like that. Wasn't perfect by any means, but he's certainly on the night better than a lot of other people, and he got an assist as well, so what can we say? I thought Sterling was okay, so I'll give him a 7.5. I thought he was one of our better players on the night. Jesus worked extremely hard, says Simon, hard up front with his energy levels, never dropping, and set up Bernardo for the second. It was brilliant. I mean, excellent cross. Bernardo still had work to do, of course, but brilliant cross. Although should have scored himself. Yeah, I mean, that little pirouette he did. Great control. That would have been another goal of the season. It would have settled our nerves at 3-1 as well, but there you go. Simon's given a 7. Yeah, I've echoed. Me and Simon agree on that one. There's not many we agree with today, is there? I'll give him a 7 as well. Not his greatest game. He wasn't involved as perhaps he could have been, but the assist was pretty good, wasn't it? So I'm going to give him an extra half point at least for that. And man of the match, guys. Well, I've City man of the match. I think there's certainly for Villa, Watkins had to be up there, didn't he? City man of the match. I'm going to obviously give it Bernardo, aren't I? The old Duracell bunny Bernardo, of course I am. Absolutely brilliant. Just for that goal alone, perhaps, but obviously he's a never-ending commitment to the cause. And now, our overall record now reads at Villa Park. We may have played at some other places in Villa. I can't think. I haven't got the memory to remember that now. We played 80 this is league games. We played 80, won 20. Not great. It's not one of our greatest places to go. Drawn 24 and lost 36. We've now scored 96 goals and let in 134. Yeah, we didn't increase the goal difference again, guys. Did we? Liverpool increased theirs a little bit last night. This is another problem, but hey, we'll take what we can from last night, won't we? Villa going forward, I was impressed with Villa, although in the bottom half, I thought Gerrard has got a reasonable outfit there. He's got some good young players, especially Watkins. I do like to say, I think I mentioned him 3 or 4 times now. He did stand out, but they've got some good players. I like players like Mings. They're never going to be brilliant. They wouldn't be City players as such, but they work well and they make the effort. And obviously that second half, obviously they got the bonus of getting an early goal. They look as though they work on set-piece routines, which is great. If you're not the greatest quality throughout, then obviously that's what they do. Good Premier teams will work on things like set pieces, and even the long throws were proper long throws. A couple of those long throws were terrific into the 6-yard box. Even I can't remember the guy who takes them, but fantastic. So they do work on the set piece stuff, which is brilliant. I'm sure City do, but some clubs obviously make more of it, and I think Villa do. I thought very impressed with them. And I was happy we got away with that, especially with Aki not being the biggest guy at the back. Obviously, we missed people like Stones, specifically Stones in that sort of game, I think, who had a bit more bit more coolness and stuff against someone like Villa. But no, I was impressed with Villa. They weren't very good first half, but I thought City were excellent first half, and Villa were only as good as they were allowed. And I think they had a goal the second half. All credit to him. All credit to Steve Gerrard. You know, we have a bit of fun with him, but I think he'll do all right there. I think he'll do all right at Villa. I can't see. All right, that's sort of kept him in exactly the same place they were before the game, but obviously a bit nearer the relegation spots point wise. But I think Villa have got no problems. I don't think with that outfit. And I didn't think they would because at the start of the season, he only lost Grealish. I thought they had an okay team. City, yeah, we need these injuries sorted out, don't we? No one will feel sorry for us. Of course, we don't want anyone to feel sorry for us, but everyone says what a massive, fantastic squad we have. And when everyone's fit, which they were perhaps a couple of months ago, and we had a bench with hundreds of millions on it, yeah. But now, obviously, we're seeing the cracks, aren't we? Obviously, in a very busy period, and we're playing game by game, and that was great by Pep. Unusual team, but they're probably the strongest he could play on the day. That's all we can ask. And to say it's just worrying, as in the last game against West Ham, we didn't really have anyone to change it from the bench, so we have to do the business on the pitch. And Pep's teams normally do. He's not one for making tactical changes in the game. So, yeah, it did what it had to do. And it's 3 points, all right. It was only a 1-goal difference. Didn't help our goals for against thing. But, hey, I'll take that. I think most of us would have took a 2-1 win, to be honest with you, last night when that team was announced. So I'm quite happy with that. Let me know what you think, guys. Anyway, so I was quite impressed. Brilliant first half. Just did enough second half. It was a bit nervy at times. I was getting a bit shaky. Not particularly after their first goal went in, but as the match droned on into the 70th and 80th minute. And 70th and 80th minute, I got just a little bit, and then the last 5 or 10 minutes, I was sort of calmed down again. But you know me, I'm on glass half full, glass half empty anyway. But there you go, fantastic. A good win at Villa Park, and I'm quite impressed with Villa. Well done, Villa, and well done, Pep, and well done, City, and well done, the fans again, who I could hear loud and proud as usual. So don't forget, join me. The History Watford game's coming up. The History Boys feature is already out there, going back to a game. You may have been there on the 1st of January 1987, a game at Watford. Imre Varadi had an impact on that one, so join me for that as I look back at the match and things in and around that match as well. It's not just about the game, sometimes it's telling you about 1st of January 1987, so you might remember things that you were doing the 1st of January 1987. If you're too young, have a look back and see what else was happening in the world, in the UK in 1987, etc. So join me for that, and of course there will be a full odd show. Yes, another win for the charity this week. Yes, I had City half-time, City full-time. So some more money in the charity pot for us. I made a mess of the other bet. I had 2 bets. The other one didn't win, but it don't matter. I take the hit and the wins go to charity. So all well and good. It's building up nicely now. So that's great. So join me for the odd show to find out what my charity bet is for the Watford game. And please watch the preview show. I'll have a look at Watford, how they're doing, their predicted team, and what our predicted team will be. That'll be interesting. I'm hoping we all got out of that game last night fit enough. I think they did. Yeah, I think they did. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Leave us your comments. Leave us your ratings. Just as I said, the thoughts on those guys where me and Simon differed quite a lot. That'd be fantastic. Anyway, thanks for watching. What are you going to do the rest of the day? Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other as we meet here again on the Citizen channel. Or have a look at my film and TV channel if you get a chance, all my reviews and information, vlogs, etc. I try and inform and entertain as best I can on there. So if you like what I do, please have a look at those as well. Give us a thumbs up. That'd be brilliant. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I only ask one thing, don't I? Please, stay safe, please. Come on, City! Thanks for watching. Bye for now.